Like for instance, Flip Wilson dressed up like Geraldine for years, right? And um, it wouldn't have been a humiliation ritual to make him put on the dress in the movie because he's not perceived as being above reproach in regards to confusing the genders,
Right.
right? But somebody like Red Fox, they put him in one,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? That's humiliating to him.
It is.
He's
It
a
was.
he's a man's man. He don't want to be looked at no kind of ways feminine, but we gonna make him wear a dress in the name of comedy.
Right.
Right. You thinking that they laughing with you and they laughing at you. He know
Right.
what's going on. That's why he ain't want to do it. It's the
Right.
same with all the other ones that protested, like Cat Williams. He don't want to do it.
Right. Can't.
He not finna let them humiliate him. And that shows you the level of regard that he hold himself.
Right. Right.
Right. A lot of people don't hold themselves in high enough regard to know that it's certain things that you can't put a price on. If everything you have has a price, you have very little value as a person.
Right. Right. They want you to perform these rituals, and then once you get to a certain point, he wants you to give up some blood, sacrifice somebody
The
close to
blood
you.
sacrifice is a whole different thing.
Okay.
When they start taking blood sacrifices for people, that means that they already got that person. Now we got what we want from you. You got to give us something else. Right. But most of the sacrifices that we be thinking these people, oh, Kanye sacrificed his mama. Sometimes they just take them. They'll just take them. They take who they want because they already got your ass. Now they trying to take what you love the most from you. That's why they shot Ennis Cosby. They want to take what you love, the people you love, out of your life in order to make you miserable as possible. Everybody that they're accusing of sacrificing somebody, they probably didn't necessarily sacrifice, but somebody probably sacrificed them on their behalf. It's like when you and your homeboy go sign a record deal, they really want you, right? But in order to put your homeboy on, you saying y'all together. But your homeboy, he want to be the artist, the solo artist, and he want to break free and go solo, right? He can let you get took out the box. And guess who still got the contract?
He do. Same thing that happened to Takeoff, like somebody said in the comments with the Migos.
Yeah.
Quavo goes solo, Offset goes solo. Rather take to me, Takeoff was really one of the best rappers out of the group. You know. But that's another thing, because we're still talking about secret societies, sacrificing, because they've been doing all of this stuff for a long time. It seemed
But a
like,
lot of it don't happen like people think it happens.
go ahead.
When you can control energy, you don't have to always do the sacrifice the way people think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? They do more stuff in those lodges than they actually do to people. But the work that they do in the lodge, it creates an energy that causes a problem for some people.
Right.
And in the midst of that problem, you might not survive it.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So a lot of things that's going on right now, like being what they showed us in the what they showed us into the Super Bowl rituals, and
Mhm.
with how they said that pretty much what they decode is saying that it's about to be hard times in America, and that
There's already hard times in this
yeah,
motherfucker. The
pretty
fuck
much.
about to be. Look, we the only people in the world, the ones over here on this line. I don't care what your skin color is. Think that we got it so good and it's so much better in so many other places around the world. because of less government involvement in people's day-to-day lives. Over here, they one step from micromanaging our ass, telling us when to wake up and when to go to sleep. Right? It can't get no more messed up than it is.
Damn.
You got people fighting each other because they lighter or darker than each other.
Damn.
You don't know who in your ancestral line. It's too much creeping go on in the human family. Motherfuckers slide out with the neighbor, the lady in the penthouse, whatever the case may be. It's a whole lot of creeping going on. You can't be sure if you've been in America over 100 years in your bloodline. You can't be sure that you ain't got some cut on you somewhere.
Hey, somebody asked, it says, do you have to do opposite magic to combat their rituals?
Sometimes you can't do nothing to combat them because of the amount of power that they're using. You can only offset it by trying to walk a righteous path. And you still gonna have energy upset because of their work. But a lot of times we have what's called defensive magic.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive magic is used, and then you got protection magic. So defensive magic is fighting fire with fire.
Uh-huh.
Protection magic is putting up a force field to block their attacks so you don't have to fight them.
Uh-huh.
And that's the difference in the two.
Hey, somebody said, how do the more Zionist Jews or the Black Hand keep the pale face in check after all these years due to that dirty work, doing their dirty work?
Because they know who's in charge and they know where they at, and they go have meetings with them, and they threaten. They use threats of violence on your whole fucking. They'll erase your bloodline. Yeah, erase your whole bloodline. They'll blow a city up just to get rid of one family. They don't. They know who they're dealing with. They have no conscience. They have no, especially when it comes to warfare. That's why the Roman maxim, all is fair, love, and war. No matter if you fall in love with your best friend's wife, you better holler at her. That's fair because you fell in love. Nigga, you better get her ass in there and sit down somewhere and get out of my motherfucking face. I don't want his woman, I want mine. But you got them, they don't care. It's all fair. All that shit fair. Killing babies, raping babies, it's all fair to them. It's not fair to us.
Damn.
This is you don't understand the wickedness of your enemy. That's why you won't never mount up an accurate defense against his wickedry. Because what he's willing to do, you're not willing to do. And he'd just be willing to do it just for fun, where you wouldn't be willing to do it sometime to save another person's life. Because it's too repugnant to who you are. This is how we know us from them. We do a whole lot of dirt, we start having nightmares. They do a whole lot of dirt, they sleep better.
Somebody asked, they said, Larry Hoover was out of jail. You heard anything about that, Rod?
I listened to a guy who writes what's called paradoxical literature, and he did a paradoxical release based on Kanye West, but I haven't heard anything on the official channels. But it wouldn't surprise me if he was.
It can mean one thing: Doc for to get out too.
They got to get out.
Yeah, they gotta let him out.
It's just we gotta. So what you seeing? Since we're gonna get into it now, let me roll my sleeves up a little bit.
Yeah, I think this is the time.
Give y'all some insight.
All the chiefs get out.
Okay, remember, the Republic is responsible for liquidating the corporation. In order to liquidate an asset or a set of assets, you have to inventory the assets. You have to know where everything that's been used was used at. You have to know what's remaining in the coffers that's usable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The only way to do that is a series of audits of every aspect of the corporation.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Everybody worrying about Elon Musk gonna take their data and use it against them. Elon Musk don't give a damn about your data. He just want to be involved in something that can erase his family's South African history off of his
Peace, G.
conscience.
What's up, big dog?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Let's get it in. What's on your man?
Man, I said, man, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, my brother. Man, you know how long I've been watching you, man?
I see you pop up every now and then.
Yes, sir, man. Man, I love what you're doing. That I don't think I want to say you keep doing what you're doing. I see what they try to do with your little lives and stuff. They don't like the energy what you got going,
They
man.
can't stop it.
They can't stop it though, but we still on the ride, baby.
Yep. We on the rise.
I'm gonna keep watching you. You and your elder, y'all keep on dropping that.
For sure, man. Look, as long as everybody bumps straight, we'll be good. And
Yes,
some of the people that's bumping straight got to walk off a cliff. That's because that's the only way they can bump straight.
I most definitely. And I'm I'm
Didn't
I'm, I'm kind of on that too, man. I've been having to walk away from some of my little family members and everything, cause I know what I got going on. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm down here from Georgia, man.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I'm down here from the woods, them little Kitty.
You got any questions?
Huh?
You got any questions?
I got a lot on, man, but you know I ain't even gonna get into that tonight. Hey, I don't mind
What
too
I'm here for?
personal.
I'm here to get into some shit.
You had to get into some shit.
Else I wouldn't be here.
Okay,
I can't
okay.
worry about getting in trouble. I was born in trouble. I was in trouble when I got here.
So my question to you, like, as far as like us getting together what we need together, how do us like I'm kind of stuck in between the bridge, you feel me? Like I connect with the younger, I'm more connected with older, you see what I'm saying? So how do I need to go about, you know what I'm saying, trying to, you know, get
You're a
the energy right.
you're the translator. Your
I'm
job
trying.
is to get the
It's
wisdom
like
from the
ain't
old.
nobody hearing me though.
If you the bridge between the two, that you supposed to listen to the old folks and talk to the young folks.
That's what I'm doing. But
Yeah, like
it's
the
kind
stuff
it
that
kind
I
of
be
hard.
saying,
It
I
kind of
didn't think the
hard
young.
around. It kind of hard around my area. Like it's
It's
hard
supposed to
around
be.
here.
The obstacle is the way. It's supposed to be hard. Believe me, I done had it hard. It's been hard.
Yeah,
Uh, Me being on social media for me is hard, but
I
I'm
know
here.
it. I know it. I know it. I need some good books I can read, man. Like I'm trying to get into reading.
What you
I'm really
trying to
just
do?
trying to relearn everything. You know, like I don't want like I'm getting away from everything I was taught. Like even with my kids, I'm trying to do different things. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. So what you trying to get into as a profession?
I'm a professional welder. That's what I do. I'm a welder.
Okay, what you trying to do for community wise? You're
I
gonna be
want
a leader. You're gonna be an entrepreneur. I'm trying to figure out what kind of books you're looking for.
I want to be heard, and I also
Okay,
do
so
want to be an
study
entrepreneur.
communications.
Okay, okay.
You know how to work a room. Some of the ones one called "How to Work a Room," 1,000 and something. Just another book, 1,001 conversation pieces. I think it was called. But study communications, how to talk to people, how to work a room like a politician, um, understanding neuro linguistic programming, um, understanding that you in the middle of ages. So the ones older you don't speak the same language as the ones younger than you, and you always gonna be a median. And
Yeah,
the ones younger than us that listen to us is gonna translate it for the ones that's coming after them. Right?
yeah.
That's what the idea of a step down educational method came from, where the new children sit in the back of the class, but the ones been in the class the longest is in the front.
Yeah.
And the side effect of that is a lot of time, by the time the kids that was in the back get midway up, they know everything the kids in the front know because they've been
Yeah.
passing the information back to them.
True.
Yeah.
And I got one more other question, like, for as like, I ain't gonna say like, it's like I want to be on a positive energy, and I try to stay on a positive energy, like, but I'm steady, like, it's so much stuff trying to keep me from being positive, and you know what I'm saying? But I don't let it keep me from being positive, like, you know.
Look, even when you go negative, use your negative for the greatest good.
Yeah.
In other words,
That part.
in other words, if you find yourself having to fuck somebody up, make sure you right first.
Yeah.
You know, question yourself about, am I right? Am I wrong? Am I about to go upside this head because I just feel this way, or am I in the right and I should go upside his head because he about to go upside mine if I don't? You know,
Yeah.
you gotta make sure you right and do what you gotta do. Sometimes you don't have to. When you realize that you're wrong, sometimes that's where you learn your greatest lesson. That because now you realize that by you checking to see if you're right, you found out you was wrong. Now you have to adjust your behavior. That's a building block.
Yeah.
I ain't got no problem with pushing nobody's snot box back. I'll punch a motherfucker in the nose in a minute, but
Right.
I gotta be right. Because if I'm
Yeah. See,
if
I'm like that too, but you know, I've been trying to do right. You see what I'm saying?
just remember, every time when you do right, if you don't have an opposition in the form of a wrong trying to be done to you, you won't never know you doing right.
Yeah.
You got to have an opposing force, and that's how you can navigate this world. You're going to have push, pull, push, pull. When you try to do wrong, somebody's going to try to steer you back right. Are you going to be mentally astute enough to bump back straight? When you
Yeah.
find yourself getting too far to the right, somebody gonna come and try to agitate you for you to bump left so you can get back straight.
Yeah.
You know, so it's always gonna be that dynamic push pull. Um, you're gonna try to do what's good. Somebody gonna try to find every reason they can to tear you down and to prove to the world that you ain't ready. And then when
Yeah.
you get done overcoming all that, guess what the proof in the pudding say? Got to be ready because they tried to tear him down and he's still here fighting.
Yeah.
But the self-discipline, when
It's
you
funny.
worrying about going off the rails, your self-discipline, you don't have to act on everything you feel,
It's
but
funny you
you
say that
gotta
because that's
ask
how we
yourself
moving.
about everything you feel.
Yeah.
You know, and that self-discipline is important.
Yes, sir. You just gave me my confirmation. Appreciate it.
For sure, for sure. All
I ain't gonna
right,
hold
I'm
up,
gonna
brother.
take a couple more callers and
Yeah,
then I'm gonna wrap it up.
I was just finna say I'm gonna let you get a couple more callers, man. I appreciate you. I love you, bro.
All right, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Peace, love,
Yeah.
and light.
Yep.
One.
Question you. I just wanted you to go ahead and tell the people about their power. What you was just speaking on. Basically, a bunch of people don't even get it like that. But I just want you to speak on your power that you know for yourself. Because what you speaking on already, and what you telling people to do for themselves is just already sharp. Like that's the only thing people need to know at this point is how to take their power back over, how to get going. I'm already on that level right now. I'm on that frequency right now, and I'm glad that I'm connecting with people that's already on that frequency. But when you get on that frequency, I'm gonna ask you this: when you get on that frequency, what keeps you going on that frequency than the people that you've been talking about that's trying to dim you down, dim your light?
They can't change who I am. I'm the only one who can change me.
Right.
The world has tried many different ways. They locked me up. They done attacked me. They done shot at me, threw bricks at me. They done came at me with sticks and clubs. That shit don't move me.
Mhm.
They can't kill what's inside, because what's inside is eternal. They can F the body up all kind of ways, but what's inside is eternal, right?
Right.
Thug
Right.
niggas eternal.
Right.
We come in, we assess the situation, we adjust for the consequences. So when we get bumped, we can take the impact. Once we can take the impact, bring it on, let's play. This is a football game, okay? Yep, I'll run the ball straight
Right.
up the middle. I'll run over everybody on the line because that's the job I was given and they can't stop me. Call me Barry Sanders.
Right.
Call me Billy Sims.
Right.
Coming through like Franco. I got one on my back, one on each leg, and I'm still running the touchdown.
Exactly.
Jim Brown, I got one around my waist, one on each leg, one on each arm, trying to strip the ball out my hand. And I got a whole trail of them behind me, and I'm still breaking records, smashing through the end zone.
Exactly. I just wanted you to point that out because we go through a lot as the chosen ones, as the one that got the light, and then it's people that pull on you and try to dim your light, and then you feel like you got to step back yourself. You ain't got to step back shit. I ain't mean to say that, Facebook. Educational purposes only, but you got to set back for nothing. You just got to keep moving. Keep, like you said, you Barry Sanders. Keep moving and keep going forward. Like,
When you
go
beat
ahead.
the opposition, you Bo Jackson and run harder.
Exactly.
That's
I
it.
just wanted my peoples to get to know that though, because my people seem like they gotta keep helping people that ain't even for them, that
Well,
people that ain't even serving them,
you
people that
can't
ain't
help
even on their life.
nobody till you help yourself first. And if you helping
Yeah,
somebody before you help you misusing yourself.
right. You giving too much energy to them people. That, first of all, they're gonna take your energy. They're
You're
gonna
gonna
take
remain,
everything
you're gonna
that you
escape
giving
it
to
too.
them.
Yep.
Yeah, and then they gonna move from you. They're gonna act like they don't even know you. So that's why I had to come on here and ask you that because I know